So the first thing you do when the power goes out and you've decided to use a generator, before going through and setting the generator up, you turn off the main breaker up here for the whole panel. You turn that off first. And then you turn off each and every one of these circuit breakers. Out, 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 out. When you get down to this one's already out, because this cannot be on when the main breaker is on. This one down here is the one dedicated to the generator. That has to be in the off position under normal household use from the electric company. But once power goes out, the main breaker goes off, all these go off. You leave this breaker in the off position, and then you go and you hook up your generator. Everything will be off at this point. All switches are off. You plug the plug that's associated with the generator into the generator. Start the generator as per procedure. Once the generator has been running for a minute or two, then you come in and you turn only the circuit breaker associated with the generator that has tape over it now. You turn that on. And what that does is it feeds power to the whole back bar. So now you can start choosing which circuit in the house you want on. You can't turn the AC for the house on. It'll hurt it. You can't run too much like the hot water heater. If you got the hot water heater on, you can't be using a lot of electric in other places in the house. That generator will take care of the hot water heater long enough to get the temperature up, then turn the hot water heater off. Then you can run things like the TV, computer, refrigerator, etc., etc.
Don't run the stove.
Do not run the stove. When it comes time to the storm's over and you've established that there's electric for the house now, the first thing you do is turn off the generator and unplug it. Once you've done that, you come in here and you turn off the circuit breaker associated. No, first you turn all the circuits that you're using in the house off. So everything's off, then turn the circuit breaker for the generator off, making sure it's unplugged. And then, and only then, can you turn the main breaker back on and then go down your bars, turning on all the other circuit breakers for the house, but not for any reason put tape over the generator circuit so you do not get in a hurry and turn it back on while you've got main power to this panel from FPL, because it'll raise hell. And that's basically it. First thing you have to do is make sure it's got gas in it. And then you come. The fuel shutoff will be in the off position. You turn it to the on position, which is in line with the gas line. And then you come over here and you pull this little round wire, which is the choke for the motor. You pull it all the way out. It doesn't come very far. Then you come around to this side. And turn the key to start. The battery's already been hooked up correctly. Red to positive, black to negative. And you turn it to start.
Okay.
Here's the plug that goes in a designated receptacle on the generator. It's got 4 prongs. If you'll notice, one of them is longer than the rest and shaped different, that goes in the respective receptacle that is shaped similar to the prong. You push it in and turn slightly to the right to lock it in. This is the red ground hooked to a 5-foot stake in the ground. This gets hooked to a terminal by the wheels. You'll see it on the generator. It takes a Phillips head screwdriver. You just slip this in a hole and tighten it with a screwdriver, and now the unit is grounded. Here's a receptacle for the plug. The one on top is the one that the longer barb tongue goes in. So it's on the very top. Put it in and then turn it to the right. It'll be locked in. If you swing around here, right here on the generator is the ground receptacle for the red wire. The Phillips head screwdriver, once it's in that little hole here, you just tighten it down. This is the main shutoff to keep water from coming up the well. If this gets turned all the way down clockwise until it stops water from going to the well. You don't want to try running a pump with this off. But if for some reason the float breaks and the aerator is overflowing and you want to stop it from overflowing, you can turn it off here. Now if you come around here, keep it all on.
Okay.
Here's the float. As you can tell, the valve is failing because the float is, sometimes if you just lift it up a little bit, it'll close that valve enough to keep it from running. There's cotter keys in here now that often corrode and rust and or break. If they do, the float can't close the valve and they'll have to be replaced. Okay. Here turns off this pump for the house, and it's labeled. So this is just an extra receptacle for something to plug in. This switch here turns off the well pump that brings it out of the well into the aerator with this pump. That's normally not used with good natural pressure. The house pump runs between 40 and 60, etc., etc. This pump here plugs into this receptacle, and power is turned off to it without unplugging it here. That's basically.
I'm filming.
See this lip on the bottom? This lip stays on the inside of the frame.
Point to it again.
This lip here butts against that.
Okay.
You gotta be careful where you lift on this because there's a lot of plastic. But that essentially then holding it I got a feeling that it's supposed to go further out. Yeah.
You disregard the lip comment before.
Yeah, that lip goes on the outside of this frame.
Okay.
Then let's close the window. Inshallah. And make sure the snugger these are, the less cool air you're going to lose out, less heat penetrates. I've got these that I think I put on the outside. Oh, you know what? I think this foam strip goes down first to fill in that cavity
Mm-hmm.
in the bottom,
Okay.
and then that goes in.
Well, what about the foam things you put on the outside?
These?
Yeah.
These go on the outside.
Okay.
I've got a piece of wood here
Right
someplace.
there.
This piece of wood is, if somebody's not paying attention, you just whack them like that. Sorry, honey. That goes in here, and now the window can't be raised up by somebody on the outside
Okay.
that wishes to get in.
Okay.